So you want to go with the .22 caliber.
Right.
Perfect gun to shoot in the house. It's a low caliber gun. You can't really kill anybody from a distance, you know? So if they take a hostage, you can just start shooting at them.
Perfect.
Just let it go.
It's just good to know.
Yeah. So when I'm on the road, I talk about getting a .22. Everybody makes fun of me. You know, because, you know, it's that guy thing. Like, oh, what, are you going to shoot a squirrel?
Yeah.
With your little, you know, little gun? But if you're in a house, that's what you want. Little .22. You know, I'm basically teaching you guys how to kill somebody, I think.
So it's a .22 you think is superior to the
Well, you don't want to get
part
like
of a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. You don't have like a .44 Magnum. It's like you're going to shoot through the guy, through the wall, blow your dog's brains out, and like drop the engine out of your car. It's just way too much. You just
22.
get like a little .22. You can still hear if you miss.
Right.
Long story short, Hugh Jackman plays the part of Gary Hart, and he was amazing. And I had a really fun scene where we were tailing him, we were chasing him down this alley, and he's like the nicest guy ever, but he's a big guy, he's like 6'4", and he's ripped. And we went down the alley, and his character's mad at our character, and he just turned around and looked at us, and for half a second, I was like, oh, that's Wolverine. And I legit got scared, and he's a big guy, you know, so what's funny in this scene is as a reporter, I have like a notebook, and I dropped it. And after the screening, we went to the Toronto Film Festival, and all these actors are coming up to me. I love the choice you made. I love the choice you made to drop the notebook. I go, no, dude, that was real. I was like...
College admission scandal.
There's just no winning, but...
You're a licensed helicopter pilot.
Yes, I am.
This is true. How long has this been the case?
I got it 2014 or 2015, I can't remember.
What made you want to become a licensed helicopter pilot?
Conspiracy theory and living in Los Angeles.
What is the conspiracy theory that led you to it?
Well, I'm not into, like, you know, people think if you're into conspiracy theory, they just automatically think that you think there's lizard people and shapeshifters and, you know, you have this aluminum hat on. No, I just sort of read up on the banking system, and I'm like, this is kind of a giant Ponzi scheme. And, you know, I was living in L.A., and I was just looking at it. It's like, you can't get out of this city even when it works. Like, what if it ever hit the fan? How do I get out of here? And it just seemed like up and out was the only way to do it, so...
Yeah. No.
So
I think you know.
Yeah, but then I always watched Magnum P.I. and I always liked TC, and he flew that Huey 500, which I thought was cool. And so then, and I'm also sort of a closet gearhead where I don't know a lot of stuff, but I watch videos of people repairing engines, and I just really got into it. Next thing you know, I'm flying around in those things.
I guess my question would be, though, based on your escape plan, do you have your own helicopter?
No, there's a lot of holes in it.
This is not enough for your family.
You said you're a sports fan. Were you excited about that? Were you rooting for the Cubs?
I flipped like 10 times because I love Cleveland. I also love Chicago. And the 30 for 30 on Steve Bartman kind of soured me on Cubs fans because they really had that whole Mr. Smith goes to Washington sort of like, you know, heroes like, you know, let's play two and, you know, we win some, we lose some. And then you just see what they did to that kid. It's like, oh, these are the
You're
same.
talking about the kid that tried to catch the ball.
With 12 other people that for some reason didn't get in trouble. They all picked this guy because it landed on him. And I just looked at him like, you guys are these are the same pieces of who vote for the Red Sox, root for the Yankees. You're all the same people. So I was like, I'll root for the Indians. Then they went up 3-1. And all of a sudden, Indian fans started talking trash, saying how they were going to be a dynasty or something like that. They were title town. And I was like, to hell with Cleveland. I'm just like a contrarian.
Yeah, I'm getting that sense very much.
Like, it's enjoyable.
You need to be medicated.
Like, no, it's enjoyable to be out here when Hillary loses, right? Like, I wouldn't want to be in Kentucky when Hillary loses and everybody's skipping around. That's boring, you know? The whole thing is just like about annoying people. Like when people tweet, it's very easy to piss off one side. The art is you got to try to get everybody. So you tweet stuff like, Trump is such a dope, he's actually going to make me vote for a woman, right? And then you just sit back. Then you just sit back.
Intentionally.
And you just watch him. You're like, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
You got everyone yelling at you.
Cereal out of a box.
Well, what are you eating cereal for?
You know, they've had a hard day at work, and that's all they need. So basically what happened was a lot of empty seats where I was up because StubHub was gouging people so bad, people just stayed home. So there was all these empty seats behind us.
Really?
So
Wow.
my buddy was taking his beer, empty beer cans, was sticking them there, and this guy, I don't know, he had a problem with it. And rather than just being, hey, do you mind, my wife and kid got to get by, can you just blah, 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 he just immediately went to, hey, was there something wrong with the bottom of your chair? And then it escalated, and then I pulled the ladies line, which usually diffuses it. I was like, ladies, come on, what are we doing? We're at the game here, right? And I go to shake his hand, he doesn't shake my hand
no.
like an So now, all my Boston anger comes up, and I'm just talking loudly about West Coast fans, forgetting that I'm a bald 50-year-old man that's going to get thrown off the upper deck. And finally, after an inning and a half, I'm at the World Series, and I'm mad at this idiot behind me. What do I care? Okay, what do I care about this guy? You know, he's not going to hurt us. There's 4 of us. You know, he was like 80 pounds overweight, so what's he going to fall on us? Like, that's the best thing he's going to do. So I went down to get a beer. When I came back, he was mean-mugging me the whole way up.
Oh, really?
He's with his wife and kid. He's sitting there, you know, looking like he just got out of Denny's, and he's looking at me like he's going to do something. So my eyes are starting to go, but I refuse to get glasses. So I'm sitting there, like, as I'm walking up, I'm like, is this guy looking at me? So, you know, when you have old eyes, you got to look away and then look back to make sure, right? So I did that. Now he thinks I'm soft. Like, oh, I got him. He blinked, right? So something happened on the walk up to him. I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I was just like, dude, come on, man. I got to respect the Dodgers. I love you guys. I'm sorry you put that thing. Can we just crush, you know, squash this, right? So I go to do the fist bump, and he's so immature, like emotionally, that when he went to do the fist bump, he didn't even move his hand up. He just had it in his lap, and he just kind of went like this. You know, you're like when a toddler goes to wave for the first time, they don't lift their arm up, they just imitate you like that. Like, he did that, and I did the fist bump, and then we were fine. So I think I figured something out.
What?
Because there's an overlap with Irish guys and Mexican dudes as far as, like, a disconnect. Like, you have, like, this anger, and, like, I think... Like, when you meet a 40-year-old Mexican dude, you got to do the math. That's like meeting a 60-year-old Irish guy in therapy years. Like, they're even more hardcore. Dude, they'll literally stand there, face 10 people with flamethrowers and not even flinch. Be like, what? I'm not backing down. So you got to give him the out. So I gave him the out, and then I squashed it. And then even my buddy, the Angrish Boston guy next to me, afterwards, he walked out. He was just like, dude, how did you do that? How did you do that? It's just like, well, you know, I've been married for 5 years, losing fights all the time. So I've just learned.
Christina, congratulations on the baby. You just had the baby, right?
Yeah, little Friday morning.
Friday morning.
I did. My wife did. I didn't do anything. I felt unbelievably useless. I was in total panic mode. When I dropped her off at the emergency room, she goes, all right, you got to go park the car down in the spot, and I swear to God, I was in such fight or flight. I was driving down there, this voice in my head just said, just keep going. Just keep going. Just drive away. Of course I wouldn't, but I started laughing. Isn't there like a Bruce Springsteen song about that? Going out to get cigarettes, and there's something hilarious about people abandoning their family, where, like, I just can't imagine, like, the hell that you would be in to do that move. But just knowing you were going to do it, like, the level of excitement that you would have before, like, okay, I'm going to go get some cigarettes. And I'm never going to see you people again, your mother-in-law. All of this stuff is over.